Hi, I am New. Today I'm going to show you a new anime you must have been waiting for. Beast Tamer. The main protagonist Rain is a weak tamer, but he gets plot armor. He unexpectedly subdues the strongest warrior and magicians as his pets, including elven twins who are good at magic, the dragon girl with a hot body, and a girl from the cat tribe which is on the verge of extinction. Rain's strength will automatically upgrade every time he takes in a girl from a different race. In this way, he gets promoted from an E-rank hero to the strongest SS rank warrior. At the beginning of the story, the hero team that Rain is in dislikes him for being too weak and drives him out of the team. Rain thinks it is just a joke of his teammates, and it isn't until they start humiliating him that he understands that his teammates are serious. Disappointed, he leaves the team. As he wanders on the streets, children all gather around him when they see him. Rain forces himself to get energetic and plays with the children. He drives a hawk in the sky with his ability. Seeing this, the children all say that when they grow up, they will become beast tamers like Rain and venture all over the world. What the children said inspires Rain. He decides to become an adventurer and earn money by completing tasks. He then goes to the Adventurers Guild and asks around about the adventurers. Later, he learns that he has to pass a test to become an adventurer, which requires him to hunt goblins and gather specific herbs. Rain takes the test. After hunting enough goblins, he intends to collect the herbs but happens to hear a girl scream. He rushes to the sound and finds a D-rank tiger monster attacking a cat girl. Rain hurriedly stabs the killer tiger with a dagger, but he doesn't expect that the dagger breaks when it hits the killer tiger's hard skin. The killer tiger then notices Rain and sets him a new target. Rain shouts for the cat girl to quickly escape, but the cat girl just jumps to the sky and kicks the killer tiger to death. After that, the cat girl suddenly collapses, and Rain rushes up to hold her. He hears her stomach growl and knows she is just hungry. Rain feeds the cat girl with all the food he has, and then they start to talk. The cat girl named Kanade belongs to a powerful race that is on the verge of extinction. When she knows Rain was thrown out from his team, she gets angry. Rain forces a smile and explains that he was so weak that he could only be an encumbrance for his teammates. Kanade doesn't think so. When she first saw him, her body developed a unique feeling which means that Rain can tame her. Few people in this world can tame the powerful race she belongs to, which shows that Rain is more powerful than he thinks. In order to boost Rain's self-confidence, Kanade offers to sign a contract with him. Rain is so moved and he agrees to her proposal. By starting a magic array with his blood, Rain is connected with Kanade through a unique magical power, which means the contract is established. The same symbol appears in their hands, which is the proof of the intimacy between them. Rain completes the test with the help of Kanade and registers as an adventurer in the guild. At this moment, a man with a scar notices Kanade, who belongs to a powerful race, so he invites Kanade to become his teammate but gets rejected. The man then proposes a duel directly to Rain, stating that only the strong one deserves Kanade. Therefore, Rain takes the arm wrestling challenge with the man. Unexpectedly, it only takes him 1 second to easily defeat the man with the scar, even surprising himself. Kanade proudly tells Rain that those who sign a contract with a powerful race will get super strength. Suddenly, they hear a scream coming from nearby and immediately rush to the sound. They see a group of bandits robbing an old man of his goods and intending to kill him. Rain asks Kanade to protect the old man, and then rushes up alone to fight against the bandits. After signing the contract with Rain, Kanade has to obey his orders. She is a little worried that Rain can't use the power he just received well. Unexpectedly, Rain performs well and the bandits are no match for him at all. Looking at Rain's heroic bearing in battle, Kanade starts to have an affection for him. After the battle, Rain reminds the old man not to travel to the wild alone. The old man persuades Rain to run away with him, because the bandits' organization will soon come to take revenge. But Rain doesn't follow the old man. Instead, he plans to eliminate the bandits' organization with Kanade by driving the animals. Rain finds the bandits' cave. He gathers a swarm of toxin-carrying bees and intends to order them to attack the bandits. At the same time, he orders Kanade to ask for help from the soldiers in the town. Seeing Rain sign a contract with a large number of bees, Kanade feels surprised. Normally, tamers can only sign contracts with beasts and are not able to command so many creatures. Rain's power makes Kanade believe even more that signing a contract with Rain is the right choice. Not far away, 3 people are fleeing in all directions. The 2 girls are respectively a magician and a priest from the hero team that Rain was in, and the other is the tamer they hired, a brown-haired man. The 2 girls accuse the tamer of dereliction of duty, thinking that he should have arranged for a large number of animals to patrol the neighborhood beforehand, and then used the animals to hinder the enemies in the battle. The brown-haired man angrily accuses them of being unreasonable, as most tamers can only control 1 animal. The girls then realize that Rain, whom they looked down on, is actually a top tamer. Meanwhile, Rain's plan is going well. The soldiers have long wanted to eliminate the bandits. Eventually, they capture all the bandits under Rain's guidance. Just then, several huge lizards suddenly leap out from the depths of the cave, all of which are C-rank monsters specially bred by the bandits to deal with the intruders. Rain asks the soldiers to take the bandits outside the cave, and he will fight the monsters with Kanade. After a fierce battle, Rain and Kanade defeat all the monsters. The soldiers, seeing that they are not injured, shout their names in adoration. For the first time, Rain feels the sense of accomplishment of being recognized by so many people. As a reward for Rain's contribution, the Adventurer Guild upgrades him from level F to level E and gives him a bounty. Rain and Kanade treat themselves with a big meal, but when night falls, they happen to find there's only one room left in the hotel. Rain intends to go find another hotel, but Kanade is so attracted to the room that she refuses to leave. She wanders outside all year round and rarely stays in a human hotel. Rain thinks it's not good for a young man and a girl to stay in the same room for the whole night, warning Kanade to be more cautious about men. Kanade is aggrieved, explaining that she has found that Rain is a kind and honest adventurer during their adventures, so she doesn't mind sharing the room with him. Kanade's words touch Rain, so he agrees to stay. After the busy day, Rain is so tired that he falls asleep all of a sudden, which amuses Kanade. Thinking of Rain being kicked out of the team, Kanade secretly vows to help him become stronger. One day, Rain gets a difficult task. A mysterious troublemaker appears on the bridge initiating a duel with passers-by. Only when the victory is decided will the person stops the battle. To allow people to pass the bridge freely, Rain and Kanade take the task. On their way, Rain wonders why those passers-by who got defeated don't want to reveal the troublemaker's appearance. Just then, a red dragon falls from the sky, turning into a red-haired girl Tanya after a puff of smoke. Tanya is the troublemaker who beat up the passerby. The dragon race worships the strong and must go out to practice at the age of 15. Tanya, as a young girl, doesn't know where she can find a powerful opponent, so she can only start duels with every passerby to find the strong one, hoping to become stronger in the battle. Now Tanya has set her eyes on Rain and Kanade. Tanya takes the lead and burns Kanade's tail with a long-range fire-breathing skill. Kanade gets furious and bursts out super-fast fighting power. Rain decisively helps Kanade, but both of them get thrown to the sky by Tanya. Luckily, they have a tacit connection, stepping on each other's feet to dodge Tanya's flame attack. Rain feels Tanya's powerful strength after the fight, and he can only win over her with his taming skill. He asks Kanade to buy him a few minutes, and Kanade agrees immediately. As Rain hides, Kanade and Tanya have fierce fighting again. Soon after, with a command of Rain, countless birds rush to Tanya, only causing no harm to her. Tanya then intends to knock down Rain to end the battle. Unexpectedly, her legs kneel uncontrollably. It turns out that the birds summoned by Rain are born with a paralyzing effect. Though they can't hurt the enemy, they can make her unable to move. Now Tanya can't even move her fingers, so she can only admit defeat. She thought Rain would sell her, but Rain just asks her not to attack the passers-by anymore. When Rain returns to the Adventurers Guild, Tanya follows him. In the later chat, Rain finally knows that those refuse to say who defeated them because they feel very humiliated by losing to a girl, so no one knows Tanya's identity. At this time, Tanya proposes to join Rain's team. Rain then starts the ritual with her. After a fierce flash of light, their contract is signed. As the same symbol appears on Tanya's hand, she feels strongly connected with Rain. Afterward, due to the low payment for clearing slimes, adventurers are reluctant to take this, which also leads to slimes getting the opportunity to reproduce quickly, and many ordinary people's fields are destroyed. The kind-hearted tamer Rain takes his two partners to start the work of clearing slimes. Kanade doesn't want to get wet by close combat with slimes, and Tanya casts fireball magic that can clear slimes from a distance, which allows her to gain the admiration of Kanade. Rain shows a new skill in this battle, attaching a part of his soul to the bird, which Kanade and Tanya admire. Soon, with this skill, they find the slimes. Tanya asks Rain to try attacking slimes with fireballs. Under Tanya's guidance, Rain practices fireball magic on slimes and gradually adapts to its use. After completing the commission, Rain gets paid, all of which is eventually turned into food. Maybe the stronger someone is, the more he eats. Tanya and Kanade are big eaters. Before Rain can take a bite, the plates in front of the two girls have piled up like a hill. After eating, they start to talk, since they only know each other for a short time. Kanade and Tanya want to know more about Rain. Rain hesitates for a while, and finally talks about his life. He once had a happy family, until an accident happened, in which his village was destroyed. When he was 12, Rain went to a place far away from the village to practice taming beasts, but when he came home at night, he found that the village was on fire, which was also attacked by monsters, and everyone was dead. At this moment, Kanade holds Rain's hand. She finally understands why Rain fought so hard every time he encountered monsters. It is because the kind boy doesn't want the tragedy to happen again. Tanya also joins to encourage Rain, who listens to what his companions said and feels warm in his heart. For the first time, he feels that his past efforts are recognized. After the conversation, they become closer to each other, and they cooperate well in the commission to fight the half-orcs later. However, Tanya becomes too proud after gaining a few victories easily. Though Rain has warned her to be more cautious a few times, Tanya doesn't really care. As a result, an accident soon happens. The half-orcs though are not strong in combat. They have basic intelligence, which allows them to pretend to be dead and set a trap for Tanya. Luckily, her companions react quickly enough to save her. Seeing Rain injured, Tanya is guilty. She has never imagined that as a dragon girl, she would get her companions involved and hurt in dealing with low-level half-orcs, so she goes to the bridge alone in a daze. When Rain finds the guilty girl Tanya, she can't help crying. Rain comforts her that it is the most important thing that she is okay. Kanade also runs out to give Tanya a hug. At night, Rain takes the two girls to the inn to have a rest. After a good night's rest, they continue their adventure journey. Tanya suggests they buy armor for Rain, because the physical strength of humans is much weaker than that of other races. At this moment, the adventurers who drove Rain out of the team show up, which is led by Arios. Seeing Rain's two powerful companions, Arios is shocked, thinking that Rain is the slave of the two girls. But soon the whole team is surprised to hear that Rain is the master of Kanade and Tanya. After that, Arios thinks of his reason for coming to Rain. His team was in great trouble exploring the forest. They always lost in this enchanted forest. In order to explore the forest for longer, Arios proposes that Rain rejoin them to help control the animals to explore the forest and carry supplies, only to be decisively rejected by Rain. To convince him, the party reveals a huge secret that a treasure called the Shield of Truth, which is essential to fight against the Demon King, is hidden deep in the forest. If the Demon King can't be defeated, the monster army will invade the human world. After hesitating for a long time, Rain finally agrees to join Arios' party for the sake of innocent humans. Instead of thanking Rain, the party blames him for wasting their time, which angers Tanya and Kanade. They propose that the team apologize for driving Rain away earlier, and Tanya asks the whole party to kneel. The party members are not powerful, but they have high self-esteem. Arios angrily orders Rain to watch out for his two pets. He then states that Tanya and Kanade are playthings to sleep with Rain, only to be punched away by Rain. Rain warns Arios that he will teach whoever dares to insult Kanade and Tanya a hard lesson with his fist. Hearing this, Arios and his teammates decide to duel with them. In this duel, Tanya is against the magician and priest of the party while Rain is against Arios, and Kanade's opponent is the warrior Agath. Kanade suppresses Agath with her fast and powerful attacks, even not giving him a chance to fight back. Feeling humiliated, Agath counterattacks while Kanade temporarily stops attacking, but Kanade casually blocks it. To win this battle, Agath decides to use all his strength. However, Kanade reveals that she only used 20% of her strength just now, which makes Agath panicked. Losing all his confidence, Agath is kicked by Kanade and falls into a coma. Meanwhile, Tanya blocks Mina's and Leanne's attacks by just snapping her fingers. Unwillingly, Mina and Leanne keep launching more attacks, but Tanya just stands still and defuses all of their attacks by just snapping her fingers, even draining their magic. When Tanya is about to cast the highest level of magic, dark clouds block the sky. Immediately after that, the dazzling lights pierce through the clouds, and countless magic arrays appear in the sky, which makes the proud girls Mina and Leanne so scared. They quickly beg for mercy and apologize to Tanya, so she stops casting the spell at the last moment. Meanwhile, before the duel, Arios still takes Rain as a weak tamer, but soon he pays for it. Now Rain has received the additional skills of the cat tribe, so his attributes are not inferior to that of the hero Arios. After training so hard, Rain has become powerful, plus he is more attentive than Arios, so he is destined to win. Rain is aware of how Arios uses his sword since he has always paid attention to the fighting habits of his companions. Arios is unwilling to lose like that, so he decides to attack Rain by magic. However, Arios' high-level magic is offset by Rain's low-level magic. It's because Tanya helped him gain additional magical attributes. Just as Arios is about to attack again, he finds himself unable to move. It turns out that Rain has controlled a nearby bee carrying a paralyzing toxin to attack Arios during the fight. At this moment, worrying that he will be beaten up by Rain, Arios tries hard to beg for mercy. That brings a perfect end along with victory to Rain and his two friends in this duel. After that, Rain accepts the request of the hero Arios and is about to get the Shield of Truth for fighting against the Demon King in the forest. Before that, Rain and his two companions start to talk about their plans to explore the forest. The cautious tamer Rain asks the two partners to be on guard while he transfers his soul to a bird as before, finding a way forward through the high-altitude vision. During Rain's absence, Tanya and Kanade vigilantly guard their master's body. After a while, Rain finishes the wayfinding with the nearby birds and starts to lead the way. Soon, Rain discovers that something is wrong. They are still lost now even after he has confirmed the route with the birds before. After Tanya detects mana fluctuations in the forest with magic, they finally find the problem. A large tree has been cast illusionary magic, surrounded by vision-affecting magic, and their eyes are affected so that they keep getting lost. There is also an expansive magical field on the tree. Tanya tells them that the easiest way to remove the magic is to destroy the tree. Just as Kanade is about to break the tree with a punch, they suddenly hear a sound coming from inside the tree. A fairy girl, Sora, appears. 200 years ago, the fairies had a conflict with humans who destroyed the forest and finally hid in a remote place to live in seclusion. Since the fairies hold a strong hatred for humans for hundreds of years, Sora does not listen to any of Rain's explanation and is ready to attack him. Frightened away, Rain and his comrades have to discuss a way to move on. The fairy is so hostile to humans that Tanya believes they can't solve it in a peaceful way, and the best way is to make Kanade break the tree while Sora is distracted. But the kind boy Rain still decides to have a clear conversation with Sora. When they intend to negotiate with Sora, she still tries to attack them. But Rain isn't afraid of her and just asks Sora not to attack his comrades. Later, Sora starts to attack him, but the kind fairy avoids all of Rain's vital parts, only grazing his face. When she is about to attack again, Tanya and Kanade block in front of Rain. They each state what they know about Rain, trying to prove Rain is a good guy and that they have no intention of harming the fairies. It is Sora's first time encountering the cat and the dragon speaking for a human, and even protecting him with their bodies. After hesitating for a while, Sora finally decides to listen to Rain's intentions. Under Rain's explanation, Sora finally realizes their purpose of entering the forest, which is to take the Shield of Truth against the Demon King. She reveals that the Shield of Truth has always been kept by the fairies, and then gives it to Rain. Noticing that Sora seems to be angry and hateful when she mentions the demon, he gently asks Sora what trouble she has after completing the task. She reveals that one day when she went out to run errands with her twin sister Luna, they met the monster Shadow Knight. To protect Sora, Luna was caught by the monster. Rain wipes the tears from Sora's face and promises to get Luna out. Later, he takes Kanade and Tanya to the stronghold of the Shadow Knight. Rain attacks the Shadow Knight with fireballs first, only causing no harm to it because it is immune to magic. And then Kanade starts to attack under the cover of Rain. She soon puts it at a disadvantage with the innate strength of the cat race. Deducing from Kanade's gaze that they come to save Luna, the Shadow Knight gets furious and decides to kill Luna. At the critical moment, Tanya blocks the blow with her dragon wings, and Luna is finally saved. Now, Rain and Kanade can put aside all their concerns to fight the Shadow Knight. They then attack it together. But, unexpectedly, the Shadow Knight's defense and attack stats are very high. So Rain controls the bees to interfere with the Shadow Knight's vision, and then he uses power-boosting magic on Kanade. After gaining strong power, Kanade makes a hole on the abdomen of the Shadow Knight with a powerful punch, and then countless red cracks appear on Shadow Knight's body, turning it into dust. Just then, Luna wakes up. Rain quickly sends her back to the depths of the forest. When they are talking, Rain discovers that the twins have completely different personalities. Sora is steady while Luna likes to make jokes, and she soon becomes familiar with Rain. Then the fairy sisters reveal since the fairies were unwilling to save Luna, they become disappointed at them, but they don't know where else they can go. Hearing this, Kanade proposes to let the twins join their team. The twins soon agree, but when Rain is about to sign a contract with them, he realizes there are different ways to sign contracts with different races, and he has never done that with a fairy. Kanade and Tanya think Rain is an excellent tamer and he can definitely find a way to sign a contract with fairies, which gives Rain confidence. Soon he starts the ritual. Without any accident, Rain manages to sign the contract with the two fairies in one go. The task is successfully completed. Rain hands over the Shield of Truth to the hero Arios and takes the pre-agreed task reward. As Rain is about to leave, Agath stops him, though Arios disagrees. Agath insists on inviting Rain back to the team, while Mina and Lin reluctantly say they are willing to compromise and accept Rain. Their attitude annoys Rain. In the end, Rain declines Agatha's invitation. Others of the team are just upset with Rain, but Arios wants to kill him because he can't accept that he was defeated by the tamer he once despised the most. However, Rain still doesn't know that he has been targeted by Arios, and they sit in the shadow of a tree to keep cool. During the chat, they surprisingly discover that the biggest difference between the hero and ordinary people is that the hero can become stronger infinitely without a limit. They gradually feel that Rain is very similar to the hero, who signed contracts with 4 creatures from the strongest races and broke through the limits of strength again and again, far beyond ordinary humans. Kanade follows suit, believing that as long as Rain signs contracts with more strongest creatures, he will definitely be able to fight the Demon King's army head-on. Rain's comrades all think Arios can't take the responsibility of dealing with the Demon King, which makes Rain waver. He decides to think about the feasibility of dealing with the Demon King himself. Later, they arrive at the best weapons shop in town, and the owner is a dwarf named Gans. When Rain is choosing the weapons, Rain finds that the weapons here are good-looking but not very practical, and then he asks Gans for the reason. Hearing this, Gans laughs, saying that these weapons are all casually made while the hidden weapons are the real works that can satisfy Gans. People now only want to pay for the most expensive weapons without thinking of the fit between the weapon and the user, and they often throw away old weapons in pursuit of new weapons that appeal to them more. Gans can't tolerate others despising the elaborate weapons, so he displays ordinary weapons to test guests, and his good weapons are only for knowledgeable adventurers like Rain. Gans treasures the special fate between them, deciding to make a weapon suitable for Rain. However, there are not enough materials to forge weapons. It turns out there is no mithril ore out of a sudden in the mithril mine that has been passed down for generations in the Gans family. Rain suspects that someone is stealing mithril ore for his own weapons and to help Gans. Rain takes on the task of investigating the mithril mine. After that, they go to report it in the guild, and then set off for the mithril mine. On the way, they come across a lake, and the girls decide to play in the water and have a rest. As the girls are taking a bath in the lake, Kanade is attacked from behind, leading Rain over with her scream, but it turns out that she was just bitten by a fish. After that, they embark on their adventure again, only to find 2 thieves stealing the mithril in the mine. Tanya and Kanade easily defeat them. Just then, Rain notices the birds in the sky become very abnormal after they show up, so he asks them to be careful. He suspects that they are discovered by the tamer who controls the birds. A group of thieves in the mine show a wary look, and the tamer among them has discovered Rain and his comrades through the bird. A battle soon breaks out. The thieves' bow and arrow attack are neutralized by the dragon girl Tanya, and the magic attack easily is blocked by the fairy twins. Besides, Rain punches the tamer of the thieves with just 1 punch. The hostile tamer then summons a B-class monster raised by him. It is really difficult for humans to tame monsters of this level. After asking his companions to transfer the captured hostages outside the mine, Rain teams up with Kanade to deal with the monster in the mine. He then attracts the monster's attention, while Kanade secretly catches the beast tamer. However, this man still refuses to control the monster to surrender even if he is caught. The mine will collapse at any time under the monster's attack. Therefore, Rain has to risk getting close to the monster. Unexpectedly, he forcibly signs a contract with the monster in a very short time, taking control of the monster. Seeing Rain's terrifying ability, the tamer falls into madness, and he tries to seize control of the monster again, only to make the monster fall into a rage and launch an indiscriminate attack. Rain breaks out his strength and kills the monster. Finally, he saves his opponent's lives. Rain is well aware that humans and monsters have a strong hostility to each other, which cannot be completely erased by simple taming, so during the battle, he has always paid attention to the movements of monsters. After the battle, Rain interrogates the identity of the thieves. It turns out that they all have bought weapons in Gans's shop, and later heard from others that what they had bought are just some ordinary weapons. Thus, to retaliate against him, they came to steal the ore in his mithril mine. After Rain tells Gans what happened, Gans feels complicated. He sets a trap to punish those who despise weapons, and it is not until he is retaliated by his customers that he realizes how strong the resentment of those adventurers is. Eventually, Gans bounces back under Rain's inspiration and encouragement. He decides to sell weapons with honesty in the future and forge every weapon carefully to avoid making defective products. To show his gratitude, Gans promises to try his best to make an exclusive weapon for him. Rain then quietly tells Gans about his special needs. At night, the hero Arios has just eliminated a tamer. He wants to recruit a companion before he starts the fight with the Demon King, but all the interviewees are far inferior to Rain. They can only tame one animal at a low level such as wolves or bears. Since Arios has seen Rain tame the strongest species like the cat girl and the dragon girl, he can't help looking down upon these ordinary beast tamers. But the task of defeating the Demon King has been delayed for a long time. The priest Mina persuades Arios to lower the standards for recruitment. Hearing this, Arios immediately gets enraged. Mina realizes that Arios' personality has changed a lot recently, so she quickly switches the topic to prevent him from venting his anger. After Mina leaves, Arios repeatedly says that he will make Rain vanish, and then takes out an evil ring. Meanwhile, Rain is reporting the task of the thieves in the guild, in which the receptionist, Natalie, tells Rain that because of the felony of raising monsters. The thieves have all been stripped of their adventurers' licenses and are punished for forced labor. After that, Rain takes the two fairies for a walk, who are attracted to the street food. They've lived in the forest all year round and never tried the food of the human world, so Rain treats each of them to a hot dog. After eating the hot dog, the fairies ask if Rain has recently gained some enhancement of his abilities. After Rain signed a contract with Kanade, his physical powers have been improved, and his magic power has also been enhanced after he signed the contract with Tanya. But after he signed a contract with the fairies, there is no significant improvement in his abilities in any aspect. Hearing this, the twins are very disappointed because they wish they can help Rain. Seeing the two girls disappointed, Rain comforts them with his story. He was kicked out of the heroes party by Arios because he was too weak, but it did not affect him from becoming strong. Also, Rain has learned that it is the most important to show his trust to his companions, but not the powerful strength. The fairy twins finally get happier. Just then, a new accident happens. A young man with two soldiers stops them. This arrogant man keeps asking for the twins' names, intending to forcibly make them his concubines. The man is the son of a lord and is named Edgar, who often kidnaps beautiful girls as concubines. To protect the fairy twins, Rain repels Edgar's subordinates. However, Edgar takes innocent civilians as hostages and threatens Rain to stop. The twins want to free the hostages with magic, but Rain doesn't want them to reveal their identities as elves. Suddenly, Rain remembers the special magic power in the battle just now which caused him to cast multiple spells at the same time. So Rain decides to give it a try and unleashes fireballs. As a result, several fireballs appear at the same time, and all of Edgar's subordinates are knocked down as the hostages get freed. After Rain drives Edgar away, the villagers all show their gratitude to him. At this moment, Arios is silently watching this scene not far away with an evil smile appearing on his face. Rain doesn't know yet that this hero has become more terrifying than the monster. After returning to the hotel, the fairy twins reveal that after signing the contract with them, Rain, though as a tamer, can now cast multiple magic in an instant. After that, Rain says that he learned of Edgar's bad reputation from the residents, taking advantage of his father's identity as the Lord. Edgar seems to be in collusion with the knights sent here by the Empire. With the encouragement of his companions, Rain finally decides to deal with Edgar and rescue the captured girls. Edgar is also thinking about ways to take revenge on Rain, and he gives the knight Captain Gillet a bag of gold coins. Both sides are ready to launch attacks. Rain takes the lead. He and Kanade come to the Order to report Edgar's miscreant behavior. When they are driven away by the Order, they are more convinced that Edgar is in collusion with the Knights. On the way back, Rain meets a girl named Stella, the vice-captain of the Knights. Stella has also discovered the illegal cooperation between the Knights and the Lord's family, but she has no strong companions, so she always been unable to hold the Knights and Lord's family accountable. Now she meets Rain, which gives her hope. As Rain has completed several difficult tasks before, his fame gradually spreads. Plus he has a girl from the strong cat tribe by his side. Stella pleads with Rain for help. Rain also needs someone to provide information from the Knight's Order, so he immediately agrees. They carefully make a battle plan, and finally decide to throw bait to deal with the corrupt ones in the Order. At night, Gillet receives false news that there's evidence of his collusion with Edgar in the suburban warehouse. In order to prevent this criminal evidence from being discovered by Stella, Gillet immediately gathers a group of henchmen to raid the warehouse, only to be ambushed. Meanwhile, the fairy twins cast frost magic to seal the gate so that Gillet can't escape. Elsewhere, Rain attacks them in a distance with the new equipment provided by Gantz, and takes down all of Gillet's accomplices in a short time. Stella tells Gillet that her companions have captured the Knights and found evidence of Gillet's guilt. Even in such a disadvantageous situation, Gillet still refuses to surrender. Stella then offers a one-on-one duel with Gillet. She has known Gillet since many years ago, but she doesn't know why the once simple teenager degenerated into what he is now. She turns the pity in her heart into the power of battle, and finally defeats Gillet. Soon Edgar learns of the fall of the Knights, and he vents all his anger on a slave girl. After calming down, Edgar plans to gather all the soldiers to attack Stella. Just then, Arios comes to Edgar. He hides his identity through disguise and tells Edgar that Rain was also involved in the battle with the Order. Arios frantically exaggerate Rain's power and his hostility towards Edgar. After that, he gives Edgar a strange ring, which he claims to have the power to kill Rain. Seemingly influenced by the mysterious power of the ring, Edgar becomes very arrogant. Now let's have a look at the Knights. Stella brings the female Knights who support her to the Lord's mansion, along with Kanade and Tanya. They are to investigate the crime of illegal collusion between the Lord and the Order. facing such powerful enemies. The loyal guards call outside for help instead of letting them go. Elsewhere, Rain and the fairy twins sneak into the Lord's mansion as their companions distract the guards' attention. When probing the location of Edgar's imprisoned slaves with magic, the twins accidentally find a creature with mighty magical powers. Rain guesses it comes from one of the strongest races, but he can't be sure if it is Edgar's slave or companion. Rain asks the fairy twins to rescue the slaves while he will explore the source of the magic power. After separating, Rain meets an imprisoned girl. After he casts the healing magic on her, he gains the girl's trust. The girl named Nina is from another ultimate race, the demigod race. She had been living in the mountains until the day she met Edgar. By taking local villagers as hostages, the lustful man Edgar threatened Nina not to resist, and then put a collar on her that limits her magic power, forcing the god girl to be his slave. Rain decides to destroy the collar to free Nina. However, the magic shock from the collar causes extreme pain on him. But Rain is no longer the weak tamer he once was. He has gained supreme power after signing contracts with his 4 powerful comrades, and finally destroys the collar. As Rain successfully rescues Nina, his companions also bring the battle to an end, and the fairy twins have rescued all the slaves. Now Kanade and Tanya don't have to worry about the safety of the slaves. They break through the guards' defenses and meet their comrades in the hall. At this time, the Lord is trying to flee away, but he directly bumps into the protagonist's group. When Rain captures him, he activates the ring given by Arios. In an instant, Rain is attacked by a monster in the shape of the Grim Reaper. Meanwhile, Arios hears the screams of the hall on the rooftop, confident in the power of the ring. He thinks Rain must have been dead. However, Rain is not even injured. Rain's comrades are puzzled how he can block the attack of such a high-level magic. After doing an experiment, Luna finds that Rain is immune to poisonous attribute magic. Now she gets the answer. It turns out that the twins brought 2 blessings to Rain. One allows Rain to cast multiple spells at the same time, and the other helps Rain to be immune to some types of magic. That's why Rain was not killed by the monster. Meanwhile, Edgar foresees his miserable ending. Affected by Edgar's strong negative emotions of fear, anger, and unwillingness, the ring shows a powerful force and completely engulfs Edgar in an instant. Rain immediately takes action and casts fire magic to attack, but it doesn't work at all. Looking at the monster full of evil aura in front of him, Rain remembers that his hometown was destroyed many years ago by the demon race that had a familiar smell to this monster. Instead of attacking Rain, the high-ranking demon heads to hunt the town's residents. Rain asks Stella to arrange for Nina and the residents to take refuge, while he takes his companions to stop the demon. The battle between the 2 sides soon begins, with Tanya, Kanade, and Rain in charge of the main attack, and the fairy twins launching high-level magic. However, these attacks are all ineffective. The high-ranking demon also summons a large number of monsters, which can be summoned infinitely. So the situation becomes very unfavorable for Rain. Their physical strength and mana are constantly depleted, while the high-ranking demon can always remain in a peak state. The demon continues to summon monsters to drag Rain and his comrades, and later it intends to destroy the town. The protagonist's group then discusses a plan. The fairy twins will use teleportation magic to transfer the inhabitants. Just then, a group of adventurers join the battlefield. They have fierce fight with the monsters, and they are all wearing weapons and armor made by Gantz. It is this group of adventurers who help Rain buy valuable time, and Nina also joins Rain's party. The god girl naturally hates war, but in order to save innocent humans, she finally decides to fight the demon. What the god race excels at is space magic, and Rain breaks through the army of monsters to finally reach the high-ranking demon with the help of Nina. At this moment, Rain steals control of the monster army from the high-ranking demon. He commands the monsters to besiege the demon, and finally eliminates this powerful enemy. 3 days after the battle, the town's restoration work is completed. Stella becomes the new captain of the knights, while the former captain and the lord who colluded with each other were escorted to the royal capital to await the verdict. Nina's village has been moved, so the god girl who has nowhere to go joins Rain's party. They now have become heroes in the town. Nina grows to like being with Rain and others, so she offers to sign a contract with Rain. The protagonist's group is notified to assemble at the Adventurers Guild, where they meet the new knight Captain Stella. This female knight is very kind, and she has reached a cooperation with the Adventurers Guild. Thus the adventurers will assist in defending the town from the invasion of the demons in the future. Also, as Rain has defeated the A-level demon, the guild promotes him to a C-level adventurer. Later, Rain intends to solve the problem of accommodation. After a discussion, Rain and his comrades decide to buy a house in the town and settle down. Then, they start to look for the house. However, after visiting a few, they still can't find a decent one. Only the last one seems good in all aspects. Its drawback is that it is haunted here. Now that there are no extra houses to see, they can only check out the inside of the house before making a decision. Not long after they enter the house, something unusual happens. A ghost maid appears in front of them. The ghost doesn't have an actual body, so she can easily dodge various attacks. She sees through Kanade's fear of ghosts and deliberately runs to scare the cat girl. Just then, an accident occurs. As Kanade is overly frightened and loses her mind, she briefly acquires the ability to attack ghosts. The situation reverses now, and Kanade looks more like a ghost. The fairy twins seize the opportunity to cast sealing magic and temporarily trap the ghost, who then tries to attack Rain, but is controlled by him. Rain finally gets a chance to have a calm conversation with the ghost, who introduces herself as Tina Holy. Her owner was a pervert who brutally murdered her 30 years ago, perhaps because she hadn't lived enough. Holy was unwilling to become a ghost and wandered around to the house where she now lives. Rain can't bear to see Holy wander around, so he takes her in. Arios is in the opposite situation. The hero and his teammates are still very arrogant, buying supplies without giving money. The vendor's patience with Arios has reached its limits. They banish Arios, angrily accusing him of being scum among the heroes. The first season ends here. I haven't read the manga version, but based on this ending, I have a guess. Arios is actually the embodiment of the Demon King. When he is completely lost due to others' hatred toward him, he will awaken the cruel instincts of Demon. In contrast, Rain is the true hero, because only in this way can it be explained why he is so much more powerful than other beast tamers. He can not only conquer multiple contract partners at the same time, but can even tame the ghost maid. There must be some hidden secrets about Rain. Subscribe to my channel, and let's unravel the mystery in the second season together while watching the final showdown between Rain and Arios.